Kilo Charlie 2 Lima X-ray Delta, is that a Roger?
Kilo Charlie 2 Lima X-ray Delta, is that a Roger?
Roger, 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 Roger. How are you, Jim? This is Rod in South Carolina. You helped me in my newest GF2000. Now the H2FT 991 Alpha that I would like to have checked out. Over.
Roger, that's a 991 Alpha, Roger.
Roger, that's a 991 Alpha, Roger.
Roger, Roger. Are you familiar with this rig?
So-so. You're in North Carolina, is that a Roger?
You're in North Carolina, is that a Roger?
Negative. South Carolina. South Carolina. Hopkins, South Carolina. Roger.
Roger, Roger, South Carolina. First thing would be, Rod, to be sure you're in that wide transmit bandwidth. Wide transmit bandwidth 100 to 2900. Roger, Roger.
With 100 to 2900. Roger, Roger.
Roger, Roger. I'm 2900.
Roger, Roger. 100 to 2900. We recommend that bandwidth because it allows your transmitter to be all it can be, and then gives you just a slice of daylight before you're into somebody else's conversation. Roger. Somebody else's conversation. Roger.
Roger. Actually, I'm sorry. My width was 2400. Did you hear different?
Okay, do you have the option of 100 to 2900? Can you move your transmit bandwidth to 100 to 2900?
Can you move your transmit bandwidth to 100 to 2900?
Okay, stand by. Let me see if I can find the menu setting for that. Over.
Yes, sir. You should have three settings there for transmit bandwidth, and the widest one is called 100 to 2900. That's what we recommend. It lets your transmitter be all that it can be, and then it gives you just a slice of daylight before you are into somebody else's conversation.
Okay, I'm looking now, Jim, but I think I am like 100 to 2900. If my mind serves me well, I remember putting it to that, but I may have been playing around with this rig. I may have changed it, but let me just check right quick.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It's pretty important because regardless of what you do on EQ, if your bandwidth is very narrow, you'll be rolling off that top end, which is extremely important for the articulation in this world of all kinds of adversity. As you transmit, phase angle cancellation because of Mother Nature bending back part of the signal at a later time, and when the later signal coincides with the other signal, you start to phase cancel your top, and it starts at the top end, so you start losing your syllabic range, which is all about articulation. And if you have a relatively full bottom end, you're going to become Mr. Mumbles because when you lose the top end for balance, it's no longer balanced, and you're just a lot of bass without much articulation. So
Roger, Jim. Yeah, that would be menu setting number 110. Roger. Transmit Bravo Papa Fox, and it's set to 100 to 2900 USL.
Yes, sir. That's the one. And then past that, then we go to your processor compressor, and we're looking for a third of that. So it's a 3 out of 10 or 30 out of 100, depending on how it's labeled. We just need a third of that. Your compressor processor on, and the 3 out of 10 or 30 out of 100. Roger.
On, and the 3 out of 10 or 30 out of 100. Roger.
Crank it all the way to the right.
Jim's a narcissist.
A bunch of interference, delivered QRM interference. It sounds like this is a network, please.
Network, please.
So go ahead, Rod.
I'm sorry, I just hit my earphone. Yeah, I have my processor at 1. My mic gain is at 55, and my RF power is 100 watts. Over.
Yes, sir, Rod. We'll move your compressor processor up to 3. 3 out of 10 or 30 out of 100, depending on how your compressor processor is labeled. We're just looking for a third of it, so it's a 3 out of 10 or 30 out of 100, Roger.
A third of it, so it's a 3 out of 10 or 30 out of 100, Roger.
Yeah, just listen to him. You'll sound worse when you get done.
Sir, do you have a call sign? Got a call sign, buddy?
Okay.
Sir, do you have a call sign? Got a call sign, buddy?
KC2LXD 5D. Yeah, I had the processor set at 3. I have it set at 3, and I'm about 3 inches away from my microphone. QSL.
Roger, Roger. Okay, now let's go to your ALC with mic gain in hand. And as you say the magic word audio, don't stress it. Just say it like you would say any other word in a QSO. But adjust your mic until your ALC is reading 7 or 2/3, whichever comes first. 7 or 2/3 on your ALC meter as you say the word audio, and adjust your mic for that. Roger?
Audio, and adjust your mic for that. Roger?
All the way to the right. Audio, let's see, audio. Now it bounces between a 7 and an 8. 7 and an 8, over.
Yes, sir. Okay, now let's go to your EQ. If you have P settings, we'll be in the P settings because you have your processor on. Roger, Roger.
You have your processor on. Roger, Roger.
Roger, Roger. So the mic EQ is on. You can only turn it on or off. On or off. If you're familiar with this rig, it's like touch screen. Touch screen, so it says mic EQ and it's on. Over.
Roger, Roger. Okay, Rod, maybe we could search for a better outlook transmit-wise. If you could just give me about 10 seconds, tell me about your antenna system, and I'll look around and see if I can find a better path for us, Roger.
And I'll look around and see if I can find a better path for us, Roger.
It's up about 35 feet, and the leg is broadside to northeast, over.
Roger that. Now, what kind of equalizer do you have? Is it a 3-band or a multi-band parametric, or just what kind of EQ do you have there?
A multi-band parametric, or just what kind of EQ do you have there?
I thought you knew about the radio.
Sir, my tune-up is generic. I expect my operators to know their radios. I'm just, facilitating their setup.
Facilitating their setup.
ICOM 7300, so I kind of get them both mixed up. But I'm on a 991 Alpha now, so if you give me a minute, I can kind of peruse through the menu to see if I see any, anything having to do with EQ in terms of high, mid, and low. Over.
Roger, Roger, Rod. Well, let me just give you a couple of notes that you might use in setting up. The magic push frequency is 2.7 kilohertz. Magic treble EQ frequency, if you have an adjustable treble EQ, is 2.7 kilohertz. The width on the equalizer is a 4. Don't get that confused with your transmit bandwidth. This is the EQ width. Is on that 2.7 will be at a 4 if you have an adjustable bandwidth. And I suggest 3 clicks boost on that 2.7 EQ, if you can take those notes, Roger.
EQ, if you can take those notes, Roger.
Roger, Roger. Okay, so you say the treble.
Roger.
7 kilohertz. EQ at 4. And what was the bass?
I didn't give you a bass. We're just talking about treble EQ. If you have an adjustable bandwidth on your EQ, we want a 4. The push is the frequency is 2.7 kilohertz, and the amount of push is 4 clicks. 4 clicks push at 2.7 kilohertz.
4 clicks push at 2.7 kilohertz.
Okay, copy. Let me just look for it, Jim. Just give me a few seconds.
Roger, Rod.
Roger, Rod.
So in the menu, I'm going to, what's this? There's AM, there's FM, adjustment. So let me check the SSD.
Try that one more time.
Try that one more time.
Rod, your signal is coming and going. I have you sometimes at 4 clicks over the my Virginia SDR, and then at other times you are right even with the noise. So let me know.
You were right even with the noise, so let me know.
Okay, I'll give you my settings. Menu setting 119, it says parametric EQ1 is at 200. P-metric EQ1 level I have -9. Paramedic EQ bandwidth I have at 5. Paramedic EQ number 2, frequency 900. Parametric EQ2 bandwidth is at 5. Parametric EQ3 frequency is at 2200. Parametric EQ3 bandwidth 5. Does that help?
Yes, sir. On that parametric 3, we want to make that 2.7 kilohertz. That's your treble push frequency. So bring that from 3200 to 2.7 kilohertz. And the width will be a 4. And the push frequency, the push level will be +4. Roger.
Will be +4, Roger.
Jim, I got him real good in the Dahomey, Georgia, Lumpkin County Middle School, real good. What is a click and a push?
Roger.
I don't see that information about push.
Roger.
How you doing, Rod? Did you find all that?
You know, there's menu settings on this.
How you doing, Rod? Did you find all that?
So many menu numbers. It has a bunch of EQ1, EQ3, and each one has a few things with it. Over.
Yes, sir. Well, listen closely now. I said the treble EQ, you said number 3 was at 32. We want to move that from 32 to 2.7 kilohertz. 2.7 kilohertz on your treble EQ, boost of 4, and a width of 4 also, width of 4. Roger.
Of 4 also, width of 4. Roger.
Oh, you're doing a great job.
Okay, it doesn't say treble or bass or anything like that. I'm seeing where it says single sideband high cut slope, SSD mic select, SSD high cut frequency. I don't see anything where it breaks it down by treble, bass, etc.
Right, the one that was at 200 hertz, that's your base frequency, okay? Make a note of that. Your 200 frequency is your base equalizer. Roger?
Frequency is your base equalizer. Roger?
Okay, would that be under 3, 2, or 1?
That is the one that you said where you had 200. That is your base frequency. 200 is your base frequency. I think you said you had a width of 5 or something at 200. That's just fine. And I think you said you had a 900. That's your treble. That's your mid-range, okay? That's your mid-range. And you should set your mid-range to flat or off. That 900 should be set to flat or off, Roger?
900 should be set to flat or off. Roger?
All right, solid copy. Standby 1. Okay, I just turned that off. It's on the EQ2. I turned it off. Over.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Now, EQ3 is your treble. That's the one that was 3200. We want to make that 2.7. We want to make that 2700 instead of 32. Roger?
We want to make that 2700 instead of 32. Roger?
Okay, the EQ3 was set at 2800. So you're saying to set it to what now?
Okay, EQ3 should be 2700. Move EQ3 to 2700. Roger?
2700. Move EQ3 to 2700. Roger?
Roger, roger. Stand by.
And that is your treble control. EQ3 is your treble control. You might make note of that. EQ3 is your treble, EQ2 is your mid-range, and EQ1 is your bass. So just for FYI, if you make those notes, that'll help you in the future. Now back to EQ3, the treble equalizer. You want 2.7, 27 hertz, Roger? 27K, or 2.7K, Roger?
Roger, 27K, or 2.7K, Roger?
Roger, roger. I had that. EQ3 at 2.7 or 2700. I got it.
Yes, sir. Now, if you have a variable width, which you do, put the variable width at 4. Variable width of 4, Roger?
Width at 4. Variable width of 4, Roger?
That's on your treble EQ. If you on the 2700, we want a width of 4. Width of 4, Roger?
700. We want a width of 4. Width of 4, Roger?
Okay, stand by. Okay, let me just tell you what it says here again. Parametric EQ3, I have a 2700. Parametric EQ3 level, I have at 7.
Okay, Rod, you slipped below my my SDR receive level, so you were back into the noise. If you've got a copy on me, listen and make notes. Number 3 equalizer is your treble EQ. It should be reading 2.7 kilohertz. 2.7 kilohertz, width of 4, and we want to push 4 clicks boost on that. 4 clicks boost on 2.7 kilohertz with the 4. Make notes, please.
2.7 kilohertz with the 4. Make notes, please.
Okay, I did that, but what is the EQ3 level? Remember, there's 3 things under EQ3. There's EQ3 frequency, EQ3 level, and EQ3 bandwidth. I have 2700 under EQ3 frequency, EQ3 level I have 7, and EQ3 bandwidth I have 4, Roger?
Okay, your bandwidth is correct. You should be a 4 on that EQ3, a 4 bandwidth. The frequency should be 2.7. 2.7 for the treble EQ frequency, and a boost of 4. A boost of 4 at 2.7 to Roger.
Of 4 at 2.7 to Roger.
I also have an EQ3 level, so what do I put there?
You should be on your P set of controls.
You should be on your P set of controls.
I am. I just told you. I have 3 EQ3. I just set the 2 of them the way you wanted me to set them, but what about EQ3 level? I currently have it at 7. Do you want me to change that number?
No, leave it at 7. Leave it at 7. Move it up a couple if you have it. Move it up to a 9 plus 9. Plus 9 level push on EQ3. Roger, treble.
Level push on EQ3. Roger, treble.
And that should put you in pretty good state there, Rod.
That should put you in pretty good state there, Rod.
EQ2 is your mid-range control. It should be off or flat. Off or flat on your EQ2, Roger?
Or flat. Off or flat on your EQ2, Roger?
Okay, let me tell you what it says there. It says EQ2 frequency, I have that 1500. EQ2 level, I have that 1. EQ2 bandwidth, I have it at 1. So what do you want me to change for the frequency, level, and bandwidth?
Put your level at plus or minus 0. Level for EQ2 plus or minus 0 or off.
Level for EQ2 plus or minus 0 or off.
Doesn't matter about the frequency. They're plus or minus 0. It's not doing anything, or it's off. It doesn't matter what the frequency is. It should be plus or minus 0, flat, or off. Roger?
The plus or minus 0, flat, or off. Roger?
The frequency is unimportant because it's not doing anything.
The frequency is unimportant because it's not doing anything.
KC2LXD 5D.
Yeah, we're doing a lot of doubling there, Rod. Number 2, your mid-frequency EQ should be flat or off. Doesn't matter about the frequency. If it's flat or off, it's not doing anything, Roger?
Doesn't matter about the frequency. If it's flat or off, it's not doing anything, Roger?
Yes, but I hear you, but it says EQ2 bandwidth, so put that to off.
Do you know where flat is? Where it's not cutting or boosting? That's would be another thing that you could do if you don't have an off position, Roger?
You don't have an off position, Roger?
There's no off position. It just goes from 1 to 10.
Okay, so just put it at in the middle. It's neither cut nor boost. Roger, roger.
Put it at in the middle. It's neither cut nor boost. Roger, roger.
All right, so I'll put it at 5. 5 out of 10. All right.
What's the is that flat? Is it plus 5 or minus 5? Is that the way that goes on that equalizer? Plus 5 or minus 5 on your mid EQ?
Plus 5 or minus 5 on your mid EQ?
It goes from 1 to 10.
Okay, and there is no, there's nothing on the bottom side, like a cut amount of cut power. It just is, your level is just, let's see, what I'm looking for is whether it's not boosting and it's not cutting. Do you have, you know,
do you have, you know,
No negatives, just 1 through 10. 1 through 10, over.
Roger, so 5 plus 5 would be in the middle, roger, roger?
5 plus 5 would be in the middle, roger, roger?
Roger, roger, that's what I had it set to. So we did the 2 and I believe 3, so I think we just have EQ1 to do next.
Roger, well, your number 1 bass frequency sounds really good, so you don't need to do anything with it. I would leave it just like it is, Roger.
Don't need to do anything with it. I would leave it just like it is, Roger.
I wish I had a better copy on you. Sometimes you are fairly good, and then again you're right with the noise. So you know, I'm trying to get you on the high side. We call that hilltopping. And if you were mobile, you would be hilltopping, trying to get that signal at the top of the hill, Roger.
Trying to get that signal at the top of the hill, Roger.
I think we doubled, Jim. So EQ, 1 was the treble, EQ2 was the mid, and EQ3 is the bass. Did I screw that up?
No, it's backwards. EQ1 is the bass. Take notes. Take notes. That's what I asked you to do earlier. Take notes. Number 1 equalizer is bass. Number 2 equalizer is your mid-range. And number 3 equalizer is your treble. Roger?
And number 3 equalizer is your treble. Roger?
You're just wasting your time.
Okay, I got it, Jim. So how does the audio sound now? Because I did all the steps.
Yes, sir. I think it sounds pretty good. I wish I had a better copy on you so you could hear it, but I think when you're on top, and I've got about 4 or 5 clicks over the Georgia SDR, you sound really good. So I think you'll enjoy your recording when you can hear the peaks. I think your EQ is spot on, and your level is spot on, and your dynamic range, you're running about a 3 dB dynamic range, which means your average percent of peak modulation is 80 to 85%. All right, and if you would like to hear your audio, if you go to YouTube and do a call letter search for KC9VKV followed by the word logbook, it'll take you to this recording, and this will be cut number 1 in a series of 3,200 Qso-Vlog aircheck recordings. It'll be cut number 1, and I'll have it uploaded by noon tomorrow. Roger?
Number 1, and I'll have it uploaded by noon tomorrow. Roger?
Roger, Jim. Well, if you give me a few minutes, at least 5 minutes, I got my amplifier warming up. So you probably hear me a lot better. But I just bought this rig. I had this rig in the Icon 7300. I've had it now for 2 weeks. It's brand new. So I really thank you for helping me with the audio. People have told me that the audio sounded good right off the top. sounds a whole lot better now. But thanks a lot for that, and I am warming up my amplifier, so I'll just call you momentarily. Over.
Roger, Roger, Rod. I really wish, sir, that you would have done that in the beginning. It would have simplified a whole lot of stuff, and we wouldn't have been talking over each other. You know, it would have cut probably about 20 minutes out of our setup if you had thought to turn on your amplifier in the beginning. I can't understand why anybody that has an amplifier, doesn't use it. It's just, particularly in a situation where we're trying to be the all that we can and get some adjustments that would help us reach that point. Roger?
Reach that point. Roger?
Yes, understood, Jim. Yeah, I didn't think I needed it really, but you're booming in here. But I guess it's just one-way propagation. But anyway, go ahead and pick up some more stations, and I'll try to jump in there when I can.
Roger, Rod. Well, the difference is this is a kilowatt. I'm talking to you on a kilowatt, and you're talking to me on 100 watts, sir. And I kept telling you that you were marginal signal. You were just over the noise level of that SDR that I was copying you on. So anyway, that amp should be ready to go. Really, you turned it on.
Be ready to go. Really, you turned it on.
This is KC2 Lima X-Ray Delta. Okay, Jim, I got the amp on right now, and just forgive me, that's my 60-year ears, okay? Hi. But anyway, any difference, Jim, over?
Yes, sir, it came up a little bit there. Now tell me about your antenna system, and let me look around and see which is a better copy. Roger?
Around and see which is the better copy. Roger?
Roger. Antenna Fox Hotel Whiskey, and it's the dipole. I have it broadside to the northeast. I have it broadside to the northeast. Broadside to the northeast. Roger.
Roger. Okay, well, gee, it sounds a whole lot better. I got a much better copy on you. I'm still on my Georgia SDR, but it's a lot more clearer. And if you would like a better recording, why don't you tell me the best thing that you like about your radio in about 15 seconds or so.
Thing that you like about your radio in about 15 seconds or so.
Roger. This is KC2LXD. Well, like I just said, I just bought this Yaesu FT991 Alpha. I am very happy with it. I also bought myself an Icon 7300. But surprisingly, I find myself on this Yaesu 991 Alpha for some reason. So I'm just trying to figure out what I'm doing wrong with the Icon 7300. But anyway, hope you're hearing me a lot better. I got the amp on. I'm running about 400 watts. This is KC2 Lima X-Ray Delta. Back to you.
Roger, Rod. Sounds really good. And gosh, that 7300 is a cakewalk as far as setup. It's one of the simplest radios. It's only a 2-band EQ. It's got a fixed mid-range control, so you don't have to mess with that. You don't have to do anything with that because it's not there. All you have is a bass and a treble boost. So that's just simplicity personified. Roger?
That's just simplicity personified. Roger?
Roger. Well, Jim, listen, I really thank you for helping me get my audio where it needs to be. I really thank you for that. God bless you. And I'll let you pick up some more stations. Sorry for the lack of hearing here. But this is KC2 Lima
Roger, Rod. All right, 73, sir. Next time we'll start with the PA on, the power amp on, please. 73 to you, sir. You have a great afternoon, beautiful weekend, and if you get a chance, check with us next Friday. We'd love to have you. This is the Friday afternoon Qso-Vlog net. If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.